to the Voice of Pan-Africanism, bringing you the latest news highlights of the hour. I am Tabitha John. Do stay with us, commencing with the top stories. Ethiopia's untapped potential instrumental to implement astrotourism. And Russia could unlock Djibouti, Ethiopia and South Sudan's combined geo-economic potential. The House of People's Representatives of Ethiopia will hold its regular meeting in the presence of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed tomorrow. The House today confirmed that it will hold its fourth regular meeting of the third-year tenure tomorrow. On Tuesday, 14th November, Prime Minister Abiy will attend the HOPR regular session and will explain and respond to the questions to be raised by the parliamentarians regarding President Sahle-Work Zewde's presentation of the federal government's annual plan and priorities for 2023-24 fiscal year during the joint opening session of the HOPR and House of Federation on October 8th. Representatives of religious leaders, representatives of opposition political parties, diplomats of various countries based in Addis Ababa, and invited guests are expected to attend the House's regular session. Ms. Samarita Sowaso, Minister of State for Economic Cooperation at the Ministry of Finance, MOF, held talks with Okechukwu Daniel Ogbonnaya, country representative of Global Green Growth Institute, GGI Ethiopia. Their discussion focused on the institute's works in Ethiopia. During the meeting, the GGI country representative, Okechukwu Daniel Ogbonnaya, underscored that accessing climate finance through innovative solutions and developing the capacity is key to a successful implementation of Ethiopia's green growth vision. Global Green Growth Institute's country office in Ethiopia is pleased with the strong collaboration with the government to deliver impact on the ground, Ogbonnaya said in a social media post after his discussion with Ms. Samarita.
Garden. Should be a bunch of plants that are native to Ethiopia. This is the crown of Taitu, who was Menelik's queen, Nigisiti Taitu. And she did a lot. She actually started the school systems in Ethiopia.
Welcome back. You're watching ABC World. Moving on to news items selected for detailed analysis. Ethiopia has enormous potential to install astrotourism, which is a new form of scientific tourism with the potential for significant economic benefits to secure even more revenue. Space Science and Geospatial Institute, SSGI, aligned with Institute of International Astronomical Unity, have organized a symposium to capitalize astrotourism efforts across the nation. Haptam Washagri compiles the following report.
Dark skies and to protect.
Space Science and Geospatial Institute, aligned with the Institute of International Astronomical Unity, have organized a symposium to capitalize astrotourism efforts across the nation.
So it has also,
BBC English, Alamiye Mamo, who is a researcher at Ethiopian Space Science and Technology Institute, said Ethiopia has enormous potential to implement astrotourism.
Ethiopia has a highlanders, so we do have a number of astronomical sites in the highlands, so which is one of the good potential to have astronomical sites. Besides, we do have less light pollution as compared to Europe and other developed countries. So this also gives us an opportunity to see the clear sky during the dry seasons.
According to Alamiye, his office has identified 21 places which are conducive to install observatory research center across the country. He underlined that further efforts are needed to increase public awareness to the general public in connection with astrotourism and its socio-economic advantage.
People have to aware how it benefits and the economic impact, so it has to start with awareness. The second thing is there are different sites in different Ethiopian region, but it is light polluted. Whenever the tourism is expanded there is always light. So we should have to be aware in the very beginning to limit the light use. Otherwise, also using light at large is also expensive. So we should have to minimize that one.
As part of this move, the 386 IAU Symposium Timid Dark Sky and Astronomical Heritage in Boosting Astrotourism Around the Globe is held to cement partners' cooperation. Representatives of IAU and African Astronomical Society, government officials, scientists, policy makers, researchers, scholars, invited guests among others have been attending the 2023 IAU 386 Symposium in the metropolis for 5 days.
Africa's youth are said to be major stakeholders in the continent's booming artificial intelligence. This came on Sunday when the first Generative Artificial Intelligence for Africa hackathon took place. Let's hear more on this from our staff reporter, Tigist Arnisa.
Abrahot, the largest library in Ethiopia in collaboration with Africa to Silicon Valley, A2SV, has hosted Africa's first Generative Artificial Intelligence Africa HATCOM Grand Finale. 8 finalists were picked from a tough competition that involved 3,700 students drawn from 47 different African countries. 3 of participants are Ethiopian projects. Speaking on the occasion, Addis Ababa City Administration Mayor Adaneч Abebe called on the general public to contribute their share in supporting the young demographics. In his keynote speech, Ethiopian Artificial Intelligence Institute Director General Worku Gajana stressed that his institute will try level-based in making sure that youth's dreams come true.
My company will do its level best to help these aspiring nations sprint to the future, a future where there is more artificial intelligence to reap from. We have high hopes that your AI solutions will help solve common problems faced by the African society. This is evident from the undeniable fact that you understand your public far better than anyone else.
Africa to Silicon Valley CEO Emre Varol, for his part, noted that this talented youth group has showed that they can do better for Africa if proper guidance and resources are given to them.
They have shown what they can build for Africa, in Africa, if they are given resources, guidance, and education.
The grand finale competition gets its final stage ranking. The first place, the sibling group from Tunisia and Cameroon, winning $10,000 prize, whereas second place, representing Namibia, Yani Group, won a prize worth $6,000. Meanwhile, the third place has gone to Algeria, whose representatives collected a prize of worth $4,000. Approached by EBC, the first and third rankers stated that they are beyond excited to have won and privileged to be part of this competition.
You can feel that I'm very happy and all the team, we are very glad about the win. I would like to thank HUSV for this amazing opportunity. It's been a long journey since we believe since August.
They also stated that they would like to encourage young fellow students and youth to dream big.
We believe that Africa has a great potential to innovate, and so we can just encourage all the youths that wants to fight this, work hard, so that we can have a brighter Africa.
We actually met some young talents in Ethiopia. There was a kid that's 12 years old who is actually a programmer. I was really impressed.
The Tumultuous Day was concluded with a dinner ceremony offering a network opportunity to strengthen connections, celebrate innovation, and toast to the success of impactful ideas.
And finally, Russia's oil refinery via South Sudan port will unlock potentials of Djibouti, Ethiopia and South Sudan. The project is expected to enable neighboring Ethiopia to become Russia's gateway to South Sudan due to their expanding trade ties. Kushumel so takes it from here.
In an article entitled Russia Could Unlock Djibouti, Ethiopia, South Sudan's Combined Geo-Economic Potential, which appeared on EESCTI, an independent news media website, Andy Korbiko argued that currently over 95% of Ethiopia's import-export trade is carried out through Djibouti port. The lack of seaport has had significant negative effects on Ethiopia's social, economic and political aspects. There is this project by South Sudan in the pipeline. It considers constructing an oil refinery pipelines through Ethiopia, which would facilitate economic integration among Ethiopia, South Sudan and Djibouti. The writer says Ethiopia has increased its weekly flights to Russia and is even planning to include cargo transportation. Ethiopia and Russia have also reached a deal to produce ladders in Ethiopia, making it a potential gateway for Russia to South Sudan. This could lead to increased trade ties and a proposed Russia-built pipeline to Djibouti. According to Korbiko, by diversifying from its reliance on the port of Djibouti, Ethiopia could reduce costs and make South Sudan's mineral exports more competitive on the global market. This, he says, could incentivize Russia to invest in value-added processing plants in both South Sudan and Ethiopia. Moreover, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has proposed giving major stakes in Ethiopia's mega projects in exchange for a Red Sea port, which would further enhance bilateral ties. Negotiations between South Sudan and Moscow regarding an alternative Red Sea pipeline are already underway, with preliminary studies and some financing already secured. Djibouti currently spends $2 billion per year on importing petroleum oil, the same amount Ethiopia charges for port fees. The writer further argues that if these plans move forward, it could allow for the discussion of South Sudan's pipeline plans with Russia.
Dear viewers, that's all we had for this hour's news edition. Many thanks for watching. I'm Tabitha John. Have a good time.